Let's talk about Star Wars The Force Awakens. Rey, Finn, Han, and Chewbacca are in search of Luke Skywalker, who went missing, while the Resistance, led by General Leia Organa, is going against the First Order, led by Kylo Ren. And I'm gonna be honest, I loved this Star Wars film. At the time, this was the first new Star Wars film I watched in theaters, and it was just epic to see on the big screen. We get the originals back, and we get a lot of new characters. We get Harrison Ford back as Han Solo, and he was awesome as always. He is still one of the coolest characters in Star Wars. Carrie Fisher as Leia gave a powerful performance in this. It was great to see her and Han back together in this. Seeing Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker was speechless. But with this film, we do get introduced to a new set of characters. From Daisy Ridley's Rey, John Boyega's Finn, Adam Driver's Kylo Ren, and Oscar Isaac's Poe Dameron. They were all great additions to the Star Wars universe. Rey was my favorite, and I think that Finn was awesome in this film. He had great dynamics with a lot of the characters from Rey, from Han, from Poe. With this film, we see the start of Finn and Poe's bromance, in which we also do see C-3PO, Anthony Daniels back as C-3PO, and we get introduced to BB-8. And he is probably one of the coolest droids in Star Wars. But with this film, it has an interesting mystery on who is Luke Skywalker, where is Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker at this point is a bit of a myth, and I thought that it explored that very well. And seeing the First Order, which is pretty much the successor of the Empire, was pretty interesting. I do believe that it set up a good mystery with them. That when watching the other Star Wars projects, like the projects in the Mandoverse, we do see how it sets up for the First Order, and I thought that was pretty cool. And like with this film, the scenery, how the planets looked and all that was just beautiful. These special effects in this film looked amazing, how the creatures look, even if it's planets that are pretty much nowhere. And I do believe with this film, it did start the trilogy in a great way. There were some decisions with this film at first I was a bit hesitant with. There was a really big decision made with this film that I admit I was hesitant about it, but seeing how it paid off with the other films, I thought it worked. And it was what the one actor wanted from the very beginning, pretty much. But with this film, I do believe that it did great introducing Star Wars to a new audience. To those who haven't watched the originals or the prequels, they could go back and watch that right after watching this film. And I do believe that it was a good continuation. We see a lot of the originals back, we see a lot of new characters, and I do believe they did great with the characters for the most part. I will say this though, I wasn't too crazy for Kylo Ren in this movie. He felt a little bit more of those temper tantrum crybabies at times. But besides that, I thought this was an amazing Star Wars film. I love what it set up, I love the mystery behind Luke Skywalker. It was interesting to see what happened 30 years after Return of the Jedi, and I think that it explored all that very well. This was a great start to the new trilogy, and I enjoyed it. Overall, Star Wars The Force Awakens is a great Star Wars film, at least in my opinion. I loved it, but what are your thoughts on The Force Awakens? Let me know in the comments below, and follow me for more.